Welcome you all to the new lesson of signal flow graph. In last few classes, we discussed about basics of signal flow graphs. What are the basic terminologies associated with signal flow graphs? What is Mason's gain formula and how can we apply Mason's gain formula to derive overall transfer function of a particular system in order to analyze the system. Now, in today's class, we'll be moving a step forward and we'll learn how to derive signal flow graph from a given block diagram. As it is well known to you all, a system may be represented in different way. Sometimes a system may be represented using circuit diagram, sometimes using schematic diagram, phasor diagram, block diagram, signal flow graphs, mathematical equation. So if you want to opt for signal flow graph based approach, what you need to do, if a system is represented by mathematical equation, you need to know how to convert that particular mathematical equation representing a particular system to signal flow graphs. Until and unless you know the signal flow graph of a particular system, you won't be able to apply Mason's gain formula to get overall transmitters. So Mason's gain formula is easy tool to use in order to determine overall transfer function of a particular system. So what is our objective? Our objective, whatever the system representation is, first let us try to get signal flow graph for that particular system. Suppose block diagram representation is given of a system or mathematical representation is given of a system. What you need to do, we need to know how to convert that particular block diagram representing a particular system to signal flow graphs. Once signal flow graph is obtained for a particular system, then we may apply Mason's gain formula to get overall transfer function or transmitters of the system. In last class, we discussed that block diagram reduction technique to determine overall transfer function of a system is cumbersome or a bit difficult if the system is very complex. So in order to reduce that difficulty, what we need to do, we need to apply Mason's gain formula for that particular system to get overall transmittance. So Mason's gain formula based approach is easier compared to block diagram reduction technique for complex systems. That is why we need to know how to convert block diagram representation of a system to SFG. Once SFG from block diagram is obtained, we can easily apply Mason's gain formula. So in today's class, we'll be discussing about how to get signal flow graphs from block diagram, and then we'll apply Mason's gain formula for that obtained signal flow graph to get overall transfer function or transmittance. So let us start with the topics to be covered today. In the next slide, see here what we are going to discuss today. We are going to derive SFG from a given block diagram of a particular system. Next, once SFG is obtained from block diagram, like last class, we'll use Mason's gain formula to determine overall transfer function for a particular system. So these two topics we are going to cover today. First one is conversion from block diagram to SFG. Second one is once SFG is obtained, we'll apply Mason's gain formula to get overall transmittance or transfer function. Let us move to next slide. Okay. So here, see in the left side, all the block diagrams, simple block diagrams are given. In the right side, signal flow graphs are given. So how to convert these block diagrams into signal flow graphs, that we are going to discuss. Now see here, there is a node which is input node. This is output node. So input node is given here, output node is given here. In between input node and output node, there is a transfer function GS, which is mentioned here. So this transfer function block will be simply shown by a line joining those two particular nodes, and the transfer function GS will be mentioned here. Similarly, this is input node, this is output node. This is one takeoff point, this is one takeoff point, and this is one summing point. Let us consider all of this as nodes. Input node, output node, takeoff point, summing point, all these as nodes. Now see, this is one input node, this is input node. In between input node and summing point, this is the summing point node. In between these two there is no signal, so what can we say? This is 1. So 1 gain is given here. See here, all these nodes are marked by the signals. Now in between summing point and see takeoff point and this node, these two are same, so these two can be considered as a single node. Now in between summing point and takeoff point or output node there is GS. So in between summing point and output node there is GS block. Now from takeoff point or output node, one signal is feeding back to the summing point. So this is summing point node, this is summing point node. So one signal is feeding back to the summing point with a gain of HS. Now see here, HS is here, HS is associated with a minus sign. Why? Because this HS is entering to minus terminal of the summer. So if a signal enters to the minus terminal of summer, then it will be associated with minus HS. If this terminal was associated with plus, then it will simply be HS. Likewise, next is similarly, this is RS, this is RS. In between RS and summer there is 1. In between summer and another summer there are 2 summers. In between this summer and this summer there is G1. In between this summer and output node there is G2. In between output node and first summer there should be minus HS. Output node and first summer there should be minus HS. Likewise, we can get SFG from block diagrams. Now let us move to a tougher block diagram to get a clear understanding. Okay, this part is like before, almost same as like before. Now let us come to this. This will make us more clear idea, give us more clear idea. See here, for simplicity I've marked all the summers, takeoff points, all this being marked. So summer A, summer B, takeoff point C, takeoff point D, takeoff point E, takeoff point F, and output node. Now this is input node R, so this is input node R. In between R and summing point A there is no signal, that means unity gain signal. So in between R and A there is 1. So up to this it is completed. Okay, so this is represented by this. Now in between A and B there is only one signal without any weightage given. If no weightage is given, then we'll consider it as 1. So in between A and B there is 1, and signal is flowing in this direction. So signal is flowing in this direction. In between B and C, summing point B and takeoff point C, there is G1. So in between B and C, there is G1. In between C and D, there is G2. In between C and D, there is G2. Now in between D and D, there is 1. There is nothing means 1. In between D and D, there is 1. Now in between C and E, there is G3. In between C and E, there is G3. This signal is not being mentioned here. This should be G3. Now, in between E and F, there is G4. In between E and F, there is G4. Now, F and C are same point, so we can put unity gain here. In between C and F, there is unity gain. Now, from F, there is one feedback signal entering to E. So from F, one feedback signal is entering to E, which is associated with H1 gain and entering to minus terminal. So it will be minus H1. Clear? Now, in between D and B, there is H2 associated. A feedback signal H2 is associated with minus terminal. So minus H2 should be there. In between D and B, minus H2 is there. So similarly, between F and B, between F and A, there is one unity feedback signal which would be associated with minus 1. So in between F and A, there is minus 1 signal. So it is very simple to get SFG from given block diagram. For your better understanding, so that you won't make any mistake, please try to mark all the summing points, all the takeoff points in the block diagram, and the same summing points and takeoff points will be considered as nodes in the SFG. Once we mark all the nodes while replacing summing points and takeoff points, it will have minimal mistake from your side if all the summing points, takeoff points are marked properly in block diagram, and while replaced in SFG as nodes, mark them as same names. So it will allow you to make minimal mistake while making the conversion. So once SFG is obtained, you can apply Mason's gain formula as we discussed in last class to get the overall transmittance or transfer function. So let us now move to next slide. See here, one block diagram is given to us. We are asked to apply Mason's gain formula to find the transfer function. So here output is Y, input is X. So Ys by Xs will be the transfer function of the system. So as we are asked to obtain this transfer function using Mason's gain formula, we'll need to first convert the block diagram into SFG. Then this SFG, from this SFG, we can apply Mason's gain formula to get the overall transmittance. Okay. So again, we have marked all the summing points, checkup points, summing point, checkup point. So X is input node, D is summing point, E is another summing point, F is one takeoff point, G is another takeoff point, H is a summing point. Now H, I, Y, all these are being considered as same node. Now see, if you observe here, G is takeoff point. After G there is one summing point. So G and H are considered as different nodes, but H is summing point, I is a takeoff point. Why didn't we consider these two as different nodes? Because remember this point, if a takeoff point comes before summing point, this takeoff point G and this summing point H, for these two, what happens? G is coming before H. That is why G and H, takeoff point and summing point, will be considered as different nodes. But if a summing takeoff point comes just after summing point, then you may consider the summing point and takeoff point as a single node. I'm telling you once again, if a takeoff point is placed before summing point, then the takeoff point and summing point will be considered as different nodes. But if summing point and takeoff point, see here in this case, if takeoff point is placed after summing point, then summing point and takeoff point can be considered as same node or single node. So takeoff point before summing point will be considered as different node. Takeoff point after summing point will be may be considered as same node, or you may consider these two as different nodes, as you wish. Okay. Now between X and D there is 1. Between D and D there is 1. Between E and F there is A. Between F and G there is B. Between F and H there is 1. Between F and H there is 1. Between G and H there is 1. Now, so these are the forward paths. Now, between G and E there is minus C. Between G and E there is minus C. Between H or I and D there is minus 1. H or I and D there is minus 1. So this is how you can get the overall the SFG from given block diagram. Now let us apply Mason's gain formula as asked in the question. Apply Mason's gain formula to get overall transfer function. So first, as we are asked to obtain overall transfer function using Mason's gain formula, so this block diagram is first converted to SFG. Then we'll apply Mason's gain formula to get that transfer function. So in this, we discussed in previous class, while applying Mason's gain formula, the formula is this one. The formula is 1 by del summation of n k equals to 1 to n this is Mason's gain formula. What is del, what is n, what is k, p, pk, del k, all were been discussed in last class. So I am not going to tell these terms again. What we are going to do, we are going to apply this formula to get overall transfer function. So as we know, pk is k is how many k is an integer, varies from 1 to n, where n is number of forward paths. What are the forward paths? The paths connecting input and output node are known as forward paths. So what are the possible forward paths here? See, this is one forward path. This is another forward path. So there are two forward paths. So for first straight line forward path, the gain will be 1 into 1 into A into B into 1. So for first forward path, gain is AB. For second forward path, gain will be 1, 1, A, 1. For second forward path, gain is A. So there are two forward paths with AB and A gain respectively. Now what is del? Del is graph determinant. So 1 minus sum of loop gains and so on. So del is 1 minus sum of individual loop gains. So while finding del, I told you, if you remember, first try to identify which are the loops, how many loops are there. So see here, this is one loop, this is second loop, this is third loop. So there are three loops. Okay, first one is red loop, which is having a gain of A, B into minus C. So one loop is AB minus C. There is minus ABC. Another loop will be one, green one. 1 into A into 1 into minus 1. So minus A. Another loop is minus A. And the pink loop is 1 into A into B into 1 into minus 1. So minus AB. So there are three loop gains. Okay. Now plus product of pair of non-touching loop gains. So can you tell me whether there is any non-touching loop gain pair or not? That means if we take two loops at a time, is there any such combination of non-touching two loops? No. This loop, in terms of nodes, one loop is E, F, G, E. This is one loop. Second loop is D, E, F, G, H, D. And third loop is D, E, F, H, D. So all these three loops, first loop is having one node E, second loop is having the same node E, F, G, G. So as these two loops are having common nodes, so these two loops touch each other at these nodes. So these two loops are non-touching. These two loops are touching loops. Similarly, these two loops are having also common nodes E, F, all this. So these two loops are also touching loops. Now for these two loops, see D, H, F, E, all these are common nodes. So all these three loops touches each other at some point of node. That is why we are not having any such non-touching loop. So as we know, del equals to 1 minus sum of individual loop gains plus product of pair of non-touching loop gains. So as we do not have any non-touching pair of loops, so that will be become 0. So this will be the del. Okay. So this is our del. Now what is del 1? Del 1 is associated with P1. Del 1 is associated with P1. P1 is this path. Now see, all the three loops which was mentioned here, all the three loops are touching first forward path. So del 1 equals to 1 minus all the loops which are not touching that particular forward path. As all the loops are touching first forward path P1, so there is no such loop which is non-touching with P1, so del 1 will be 1. Similarly, del 2 will be 1. So finally, you have got all the P1, P2, del 1, del 2. So applying the formula, Mason's gain formula, we'll get this overall transfer function of transmittance. Okay. Now let us move to another problem. See here, use Mason's gain formula to obtain overall transfer function. It should not be Ys by, it should be Cs by Rs. It should be Cs by Rs. Now see, suppose this is summer A, B, C, D. Okay. Say this is E. So A, and C is output. Okay. In between R and A, there is 1. In between A and B, there is 1. In between B and C, there is G1. In between C and D, there is G2. In between D and D, there is G3. In between E and C, there is 1. Now, in between E and C, there is a feedback of minus H2. E and C, there is a feedback of minus H2. In between E and A, there is minus 1. In between E and A, there is minus 1. In between D and B, there is minus H1, plus H1. See, this H1 enters plus terminal of summer. So this is only H1, not minus H1. Okay. So once this SFG is obtained, we'll apply Mason's gain formula. Now, what are the forward paths? This one is only the forward path. So G1, G2, G3 is one forward path. Now, what are the loops? This one is one loop. This one is one loop. This one is third loop. So there are three loops. First loop is having gain of G1, G2, H3. Sorry, G1, G2, H1. G1, G2, H1, this one. Second loop is having gain of G2, G3, H2 minus G2, G3, H2. Third loop is having a gain of G1, G2, G3 into -1. So minus G1, G2, G3. So there are three loops. Now del equals to what? Del equals to 1 minus sum of individual loop gains. So these are the individual loop gains, and plus sum of product of pair of non-touching loop gains. So all these three loops, as you can see, all these three loops are touching each other at some point of time, so at some point of node. That is why this term plus of product of pair of non-touching loops will become 0. So this is the final tail, and all the loops are touching first forward path. See, this forward path is being touched by this loop, by this loop, or by this loop. So all the loop being touched by first forward path, so del 1 will be 1. So finally, by substituting all the values in Mason's gain formula, we'll get this as overall transfer function. So in today's class, we discussed how to get overall transfer function or overall transmittance using Mason's gain formula if a system is represented by block diagram. So from block diagram to get overall transfer function or transmittance using Mason's gain formula, we need to follow two steps. First step is convert the block diagram into corresponding SFG. Once SFG is obtained, apply Mason's gain formula to get overall transfer function or transmittance. So this is it for SFG part. Okay, we'll discuss about next module in next class. Thank you.